Morning, Dave King here, Head of Marketing for PTS. And Dave, we've got an absolute special treat. We've got CEO and owner and founder of Wild Lens Nature Tours, David Gibbon. David, welcome and thank you so much for joining us this morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for inviting me on.
No problem at all. Now, David has got a remarkable story. I'm going to let him tell you in a second, but just to start this off, this time last year, David was a postman. Am I right in saying?
You're right. You're
Handing over
right.
to you now, Dan. I'm going to let you tell him a little bit more about this. Tell us about yourself and what sparked your passion for what you do with wildlife and nature, and tell us a little bit about what your company does.
Okay, so I've been into wildlife all my life. I've got all the David Attenborough DVDs, and like everyone else, I've watched Blue Planet and
Yeah,
all this
brilliant.
kind of thing, and love all that. And but what it was when in 2022 I became friends with a local polar explorer called Conrad Dickinson, and Conrad lives in Hexham, and he's
Which is
done
up
it.
here in the northeast, isn't it? David's a fellow northeasterner. Well, I'm not a northeasterner, but I live here. But yeah,
Yeah. So Conrad's done everything. He's walked across the North Pole with just a pulk, completely unaided. He was trained in the SES in Arctic warfare, and I had the privilege to join him on a trip to the North Pole in 2022.
that is some
And ever
start.
since
Yeah.
then, yeah, I was so lucky. So ever since then, I've been like massively into Arctic wildlife photography, like polar bears and all that kind of thing. But all wildlife photography really.
So you was
Um,
into, was you a wildlife photographer at that time?
I was, yeah, I've been doing it since 2009 as a
Right. So
hobby.
you've been experienced. Yeah. Yeah. So sorry.
Yeah, and I've kind of won a few awards as well.
Okay.
And I've
Brilliant.
kind of followed a lot of professional wildlife photographers while I was working for Royal Mail. So yeah, that's kind of helped, and they've kind of inspired me. I've looked at their images and learned how they take them, and so that's enabled me to teach other people as well. So basically, I've been working for Raw Meal for 20 years, and last kind of autumn, I thought I'm starting to get a bit older. It's time to change things here. So I knew all about the tourism industry with wildlife photography. I knew it was a growing field. Wildlife tourism is becoming huge now. It's a
Yeah.
multi-million pound business. Um, so I thought, why not combine the two and do kind of do mostly Arctic tours to places that very few people have been to. So I started
Which is,
doing
I mean, this is an
research.
amazing story. I mean, it's a passion-driven um, concept to start this business as well. So, in terms of Dave's going to tell you a little bit more in his success in the last year, not even a full year yet. So, what is it that Wild Lens? What are the main trips that you offer?
And well, the main one is a trip to Greenland. But what is incredible about this trip is that basically 100% of every other tour that goes to Greenland is on ship. Um, there's
That's
no
right.
other,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
no other tour that is land-based, because the reason for that is the logistics are so complex. Um, but I did a lot of research. I spent months working on research to find a team, and I managed to find a team up there that have a full fleet of state-of-the-art snowmobiles, and just incredible logistics. And they've worked with National Geographic and Disney Plus and all these kind of people, and took them out on filming expeditions up there. So I contacted the owner of this company and told him my idea, and he was like, "What, people will pay to come and photograph wildlife in Greenland?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I had a few meetings with him, and we developed a plan. Um, and um, and yeah, then we kind of did a recce trip in March gone which was my first year of trading, and it went extremely well. Everybody said it was the most amazing trip they've ever been on, clients, and so next year I've sold out 2 back-to-back trips to Greenland.
So that these are the same trips. Now, just adding in there, I was chatting with David the other day, and you worked with a YouTuber as well on this, didn't you? Her name's Danny Connor. I want to check out her YouTube channel. Her and David did. When was it this year that you went there?
It was in March.
In March this year. It's called Danny Connor Wild. We'll put the link in here, and David said it's a 2-part series of this trip across East Greenland. I'm right in saying it's East Greenland. Now, as David said, just doing my homework here, I thought it was fascinating. I sat that night and watched them 2 YouTubes. It was fascinating. What you're offering there blew me away. It is so different, so niche to what everyone else is doing. So, just in a nutshell, give us the overview of what that trip done, because it was so fascinating. The people that you took on that trip.
Yeah.
With the jets, the snow skis and things like that. It blew me away.
Thank you. Yeah, well, one of the clients I had on the trip was actually a doctor from South Africa, and she had never seen snow before. So she went from safaris in South Africa to one of the most remote places on earth in Greenland. But she absolutely loved it. She said it was the most amazing trip that she's ever been on, and they've all left positive reviews on my Trustpilot page, and but
you do get some fab reviews. I've seen them.
Thanks. But yeah, like the trip, it consists of going across Greenland on snowmobile to this really remote house, and then we stay on the edge of the sea ice, which is where polar bears roam. So we had 5 clients on the recce trip and 7 guides. One of the guides actually that I'm working with was one of the advisors to Bear Grylls, the TV series.
Yeah.
So he worked as one of Bear Grylls' survival experts.
You certainly surrounded yourself with the right people here, didn't you? That's, I think, another key thing of why your business has had the success it has. But sorry, David, carry on. I talked about it, didn't I?
Yeah, so we spent like a week there, and we travelled around, and we saw 2 polar bears. We saw muskox, Arctic hares, Arctic fox. So we had the Northern Lights one night right above the house.
Wow.
And we were the only people there in the middle of nowhere in this really remote area of Greenland. And what's also exciting about this trip is that we now fly clients to the house there and back on helicopter. So
that's right. It was on the YouTube video.
Yeah. So they're getting this helicopter experience, snowmobile adventure. So it's a real kind of adventure, which very, very few people worldwide have ever done. So
it's an enigma, and I think if you do get a chance, watch Danny Connor Wild. There's a 2-part series. It just shows you exactly what you offer as a company and why you've become successful. So just going back to you left your job last year. How quick was the turnaround from deciding, right, I want to make this into a business, to actually stepping over that line, coming out of your comfort zone and saying, right, when did you actually start the business?
I started in kind of autumn time in 2023. So okay. I knew I was going to leave Raw Mail then. So I set a leave date of the 28th of December.
Right, that year. That'll be this year, won't it? Yeah. 24. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, 20. Yeah. So so I decided that was kind of when I wanted to leave. So I kind of started selling trips from that point, and I managed to sell a trip to Mongolia for January. So I knew I'd have income in January, and then I had some Arctic fox trips in Iceland, and then the Greenland trip recce. So
which was the one in March this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So so I did all those, and then I joined PTS to become legally compliant with the travel regulations. But all this was such a huge learning curve for me because I'd been a driver for Royal Mail for 20 years.
yeah. It's a
Um,
completely different career transition for you, and but again, following your dreams. What would you
yeah.
say was the most challenging thing when you first started up with this?
The most challenging thing was just learning how to all the organizational skills, the becoming legally compliant, the insurance side of things. PTS helped me actually with putting me in touch with a broker who got me the liability and indemnity insurance because I just
Yeah.
didn't have a clue who to speak
Uh-huh.
to. So PTS were great with that and put me in touch with them, and so yeah, that was fantastic. And then the back end system as well of PTS learning that was at first seemed so complex, but then now it's just second nature.
Second nature
Yeah,
to you now. Yeah,
it's so
I think
easy
that's
once you
a
learn.
big plus for certainly people like yourself who you don't want to come in, you don't want to be able to, oh, I've got to go on this system, that system, this system. You get your training, you come in, it's all under one cloud, and you being away so much, you can
Yeah,
work with that system anywhere in the world, can't you?
you can.
I'm not sure you'll get a lot of Wi-Fi in the middle of East Greenland, but
No,
I'm sure there's there's ways around it
yeah.
as well. So when you were setting Wildlands up, what made you work with PTS ourselves rather than trying to figure it out on yourself or anyone else? What was it that ticked your box for coming to how we helped you?
Well, I'm friends with a lady called Sarah Skinner, and she has a wildlife photography company, and she was with PTS,
Yeah,
and that's how I learned. Otherwise, I would have never heard of PTS if it wasn't for her. So coming from Royal Mail, it was just everything was so new. So she recommended you,
got the
and
recommendation.
I mean, I did look at financial failure, but PTS just seems such a better business model. And the fact that you offer supplier failure insurance was a huge plus because it
Yeah,
means because I work with a lot of suppliers in different countries, so I know I can insure clients' money against, if they went bust or died or anything
yeah.
before I
You
get
know
there.
your money's protected, and most importantly, you know that your client's money's protected as well.
Yeah, which is a huge
And
plus.
so it was quite. You found the setup. This is not just me plugging PTS. It's from the model from going for someone who's not been in travel that had
Yeah,
this dream, had uh, this passion-driven idea to turn it into what it is now is
yeah,
unbelievable. And I
thanks.
think the smoothness for how quick that you've grown this year. So tell us a little bit about your growth this year. What trips you've got? We was discussing earlier, David, weren't we, about the trips you've got booked for next year and even 27. So what
Yeah,
has 25 looked like for you going into 26?
yeah. Well, next year I've got Mongolia in January, then 4 trips in Iceland, so all sold out, and then
Wow.
I've got 2 back-to-back trips in Greenland.
And
So
that's in
it's
the spring or the
yeah,
summer?
March, April time. So it's pretty full on. And then also I've what I've also done is look at like really high profile wildlife photographers, and I've tried to team up with them to give my trips more clout,
Yeah.
more kudos. So in the summer next year, I've teamed up with a guy called Kevin Morgans, who's a world-renowned puffin photographer. Believe it or not, he's won Bird Photographer of the Year puff with his
Wow.
puffin images. He's won huge awards, and he's known for being super creative. So I got in touch with him and said, Kev, do you want to run a trip with me? So he's guiding with me. So so next year, and that's really added kudos. So that's trip sold out straight away.
Massive
Just
kudos, especially as I suppose you do get a lot of wildlife photographers on your trips to work with people like him
Yeah, yeah,
is
I'm
just going to change the game, isn't it? It's
yeah, it is. It's like, and also I'm trying to make sure that safety is a big issue, because obviously I'm going to some of the remotest places on Earth with some of these trips. So I invested in a high-end satellite phone, so that I can ring for help if anyone
yeah, you've
is
got that
injured
peace of
or
mind for people as well. Yeah, you've got
yeah,
everything covered, though. You really have.
yeah,
It is phenomenal. What you've done. I mean, you've got these trips next year, and I believe you're already taking bookings. You've done bookings for 27 as well. So all this in the
yeah,
space of a year, which is
yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
Thanks.
It really is. And
But
I take it you'll be, I suppose, come 2026, the bookings for 2028 will start as well.
yeah, I mean, I've got a new trip in 27 to Baffin Island, which
Right.
it's actually this again is a brand new trip. It's not been done before. So I've teamed up with a guy who's run a lot of polar bear trips, and we've kind of thrashed out a brand new trip. So people are going to be staying in heated domes, so they can lie in bed, and it's a clear dome. They can watch the northern lights while they're lying in bed.
Wow. Because that's very
And
popular in Norway, isn't it now? And that's coming even more popular. But where's this going to take place? Is it like Iceland and that, or is it you going to get as far as Greenland
it's
with
this
this?
one's in Canada, actually, in the far
Oh, this
north
is
of
in
Canada.
Canada. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, right up in the Arctic Circle. So yeah, it's but that one's already sold out. I kind of launched it and then people booked it. So
So you've sold that
um,
out already. That's incredible. And it just goes to show the strength of once you've got a niche idea. And I think travel has gone that way. I've worked in travel 30 years. I think the way travel's gone, these niche businesses for the likes of people like David who are going out there, and people want adventure now, don't they?
they do,
People,
they do.
wildlife coming up. We were speaking earlier again, polar bears are starting to become top of people's bucket lists, along with Arctic cruises, Antarctic cruises, and it's going to the places in the world that no one's ever been to. So,
Yeah.
um, just as if there was people watching this and they've got this idea
Hmm.
to go out there and do a niche business, follow their passion and do it. What would be your best advice for these people?
My best advice would be to make sure that there's a market for your idea.
So do your
And
research, in other words, and really research that market. Yeah, I can
yeah,
see.
but also try and do something different, because every man and his dog is running trips to Africa, or
Yeah,
so that doesn't kind of really interest me. I want to do trips that are unique and different to what most people are doing, and so offer something that people are going to go, oh, I've never done anything like that before, and look at that, and yeah, and make sure that you're legally protected by joining something like PTS. Have all the right insurances in place, get your terms and conditions in order to make sure that you're protected, that kind of thing, really, which is what I did.
and then I suppose it is that whole thing of take that first step,
Yeah,
come
it's
outside that comfort zone, and go and do it. And we can see in this success um, of your business this year, it's there for the taking, and it is such a wonderful story, David. It really is, and
it's
it's an absolute pleasure to have you on here. As I say, you can watch them two videos on YouTube. It's Danny Connor, Conor, I think it is it, or is it double Nor? I'll put it below anyway.
yeah,
It's the East Greenland trip that her and David done together, didn't you?
we
But
did.
it's such a great watch. It's the whole expedition on these jet skis to this remote place, and the scenery is absolutely amazing.
Thanks.
Um,
What one
just
thing I
shout out. Sorry, David, carry on.
one thing I would like to say is I'd like to give a big shout out to my nephew, because my nephew is actually just is qualified as a website designer, and
Right,
he's
okay,
actually
so he's helped part of your journey as well.
well kindly because I started this from Royal Mail, so on a shoestring, and he's kindly developed my company website for free. And if anyone wants to have a look at it, it's www.wildlensnature.tours. And
Brilliant. We'll put that down below as well. It is a lovely website. It's so fitting to your niche as well.
thanks.
So yeah, that will be down below on this YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for us. It does help us get out more great stories like this. This amazing setup that David's had, what it's like to set up your own travel business. So if you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, do everything you can to get these out there for us. David, it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Always love catching up with you. I love hearing your stories, and please keep in contact with me myself in marketing, because I love hearing about what you're doing, and I
I
will be
will.
watching you grow
Thank you.
as well. And us at PTS, we're very proud of what you've done. We're so chuffed for you for the journey you've had as well. Um,
Thanks.
so thank you so much, and we wish you all the best for 2026. It's now, if you're watching now, it's December. It's nearly New Year. We wish you the best of luck for New Year, and have a very happy Christmas.
And you, all the best. Thanks for the invite and opportunity.
No problem at all. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, David.
Okay, thank you.